Are you using video for your business? If you're not, then you're losing out on a very large market that's out there at the moment. Video is probably the most consumed media online at the moment. Everything before used to be kind of, written content and stuff like that, but now there's been a big transition to video. Like, video is massively consumed on the internet at the moment. And even from the point of view of, like YouTube and smartphones, and that tiny time there's a decent video on something, it tends to go viral. But one of the things I hadn't really thought about when dealing with video is that for a lot of businesses and business owners and people, there's a couple of things that crop up. One is oh, I can't use video for my business. And the second is who am I to create videos on and stuff? And the third one is I'm afraid of video. Well, the first one here is essentially like if you have a business, you have a lot of knowledge around it. If you've been in that business for any amount of time, you have knowledge that a lot of people, other people don't have in relation to that business. So the first thing I'd suggest is starting off with how-to videos, answering questions, frequently asked questions from your customers or questions that they should be asking, and putting that content out there. And the second thing is I suppose in relation to just putting videos out there is just that a lot of people are, this kind of touches on the third one as well, is that a lot of people are afraid of video. So that by actually putting your content out there, and each time you create a video you get better, you get more confident, and you get more used to how to use a camera, where to speak, where to look at while you're speaking, and just set it up all a little bit better. And when you actually see somebody on video, it gives ability for that person to have a relationship with you without actually having ever spoken to them in person. So that when it gets back to the point where they actually make contact with you, or you make contact with them, or you meet, there's already a rapport or a sense of knowing that person, a feeling that's there already that you don't get with any other medium. And that's kind of the thing for me, is just that, like, well, it's for a lot of people, it's what do I talk about? I can't really use this for my business, and that's just kind of like, well, you need to just get content out there, because every time you put content out there, if you create a video, that video can then be turned into either a series of shorter videos, or just translated into text documents or a blog. And essentially, so you can record one video, turn that into a podcast, turn that into a blog post, and turn that into articles that you submit to other sites. And that every time you do that, you actually just create more content, and each one of those is another arrow that points back to your online real estate, which is your website. And that the quicker you start that process and you start putting those things out there, the better you get at it. And the difference between you and the other business in the same town is if somebody finds you online, you're already an expert in their eyes, because you're somebody who can stand up there, talk to people, and you come across as very confident and open. Whereas a lot of people will just be too afraid to start that process. There's not necessarily much of a difference between either of the people, but that perceived difference is massive. So if you're not using video, I'd highly encourage you need to get your business on video. And there are mountains and mountains of ways of doing that. Lots and lots of different ways. The only thing that's inhibiting you with that is your imagination. If you get a good video and you find it, and it's interesting, you put that in front of people who are interested in those sorts of things, that video will go viral. And that's free advertising for you. So that's it for today, guys. Just think about using video and what ways you could do it. What are those questions that your customers ask you a lot? Because if you can turn those into videos, then those customers don't need to ask you those questions. You don't need to spend that time every time doing it. You just create a video, answers that question, you direct the customers to that, and that's it. That leverages your time well.